Hi, this is a demonstration of how to remove or add existing clients using the Household Management tab on the Client Intake version 5.5 page to ensure that household composition is correct. In my first example, after the merge process has been run, the client that I need to enter into my program as an individual is now listed in a household with other family members. His family members need to be moved to their own household before I enter this client into the program. The first thing I did, which I'm not going to demonstrate, is to locate the client via client search and then navigate to the Client Intake version 5.5 page. I have now clicked on the Household Management tab. Rainy Day is the person I'd like to enter into my program. However, Snowy Day and Holiday are not going to be in the program. I'm going to move them to their own household. I will do this by selecting Snowy Day and Holiday. By clicking in the column to the left of their names, and then shift-clicking to select the second. At this point, I'm going to click the New Household button because I'm going to move them to a household of their own. Once that's done, with the two selected that I'm going to move out, I'm going to click Move Member to another household. As you can see, the program has finished doing the move. At this point, Rainy Day is the only one left in this household. And I could go ahead, make sure that I check that his contact, his demographics, and his income information are correct. And then I could go ahead and enter him into my program. In my second example, I need to enter a household into my program. The clients exist in the program, however, they're not currently in the same household. Of course, there are several reasons this can happen. Another agency had only one of the household members in their program, so they had moved the rest of the family out, just like I did in the previous example. The household configuration could have changed since the clients were entered into central intake. For example, new partners, combined households, a child moving from one parent to another, a child returning from foster care, etc. The New Household button could have been pressed by accident instead of New Member when entering clients into a household. That would have put one of the household members into his own household, and now you can use the Household Management page to combine those. The merge process has also caused some different household configurations. Whatever the reasons are, you want to have your household correct before you enter the client or clients into the program. In this example, I am going to move a client who is no longer with the rest of his family back into his family. So I've selected the individual client, and now I'm going to search for his family. A Select from Existing Household box pops up, and I can see that there's Raspberry Jam. I want Traffic Jam to go back with his family, so I'm going to select Raspberry Jam. And there's Raspberry Jam, his spouse, and his child, Pearl Jam. At this point, I'm going to look at Traffic Jam, make sure he's selected, and I'm going to move him into that household. Now, you will notice that because I moved the one and only member of the previous household into a new household, the rest of this is grayed out. So I'm going to need to go to my client search and search on one of the family members to bring the whole group up together. So let's go back to client search. Let's search on traffic jam again and go back to the client intake page. Now you'll notice, I'm going to look at the other tabs quickly. You'll notice that for traffic jam, his relationship has been blanked out. He was head of household before, he was self as a relation, but now he's back in a different family. So at this point, I need to determine who is the head of household. So if traffic jam is now the head of household rather than raspberry jam, I need to reset his head of household status. I can show you right now that she is the head of household and he is not. So I'm going to reset that also using this little button. I'm on traffic jam and I'm going to say set head of household. And the message that I get is you need to update the relation to head of household for all household members. So at this time now, traffic jam, I'm on his record. I can see that he is self and the rest of his data is filled in here. Let's take a look at raspberry jam. Because she's no longer the head of household, her relationship to traffic jam is now missing. I'm going to have to complete that. I would check everything else to make sure it's correct and save. I also need to look at Pearl Jam. Change her to head of household's child and save. Once my family is figured correctly, I'm ready to enter them into the program. Thank you for listening.